everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Title Needed, coming to you right from the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret, the Hotel Carmichael in Carmel, Indiana, USA. I am Cynthia Collins.
And I am Scott Osborne.
We are your co-hosts.
Yes, we are.
Once again.
It's super fun.
It's so super damn duper. And today we have two very, very important guests with us, Erin DeJong and Nancy Shepard. And you two ladies have been, now, before we got on here, a little chit-chat with Philip, you're talking about that this not-for-profit has been around 25 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
And please say the exact title of this not-for-profit.
Indiana Women in Need Foundation.
Okay. Have you been with it from the start?
Yes, I founded it.
You were the founder. And Erin, when did you hop on board?
I just hopped on at the beginning of 2025.
Oh,
Joined as
you're a
board of
newbie.
directors, yes.
Okay. And yeah, and what is your title?
I sit on the board of directors. Yeah.
That's right. You're on the board of directors. Okay. So this is, as we were discussing, a little, chit chat beforehand. This is an extremely, I think, important not-for-profit.
Agreed.
And how you were saying is you are statewide.
Mm-hmm.
You are not just to the central Indiana area. You are throughout the entire state and beyond.
No,
Just Indiana.
state of Indiana.
Okay. And this helps women
And men.
and men with breast cancer.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a journey. So, not a happy one.
Right.
So it's kind of you're an advocate in a way, for the people. I mean, explain exactly
Yeah.
how you help these people when a person
It's diagnosed and gets
breast cancer.
Right. First of all, our mission is to help somebody while they're in treatment. So we want to kind of minimize the burdens and the physical side effects and the financial side effects that treatment brings. So that could be, taking on the cost of the treatment. If it could be a physical situation where they need to help taking care of their kids, mowing their lawns, housekeeping, that stuff that happens every day that suddenly becomes a little bit more burdensome while you're focusing on treatment. So that's really where we're coming in after they're starting their treatment and they're kind of experiencing the side effects of that.
And you work with hospitals,
Yes, we do.
right?
Throughout the state.
Yeah.
So like a more advanced version of, bringing the casserole over. Like, because like obviously like when someone gets sick, that's a very common kind of thing.
Right.
But you're taking it a step further.
Yeah, and it's great that you mentioned that because when we started 25 years ago, one of the things as we were in my living room talking about what does this look like, and what's this even called? That's exactly what we wanted to be, was the neighbor next door to people who especially didn't have people nearby. And as you know, I was raised in the 60s. And so as time has gone on, more kids are leaving the geographical area they grew up in to get the best job they can, right? So the family is now becoming dispersed across the United States and beyond. And so what happens to those people who really don't have anybody nearby to help with certain things? And so that was another reason this became important for people to have access to those types of resources.
How do you? Okay, so you're involved, and how is your partnership with the hospitals? What is it exactly that you do with these hospitals?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the important thing is I am a registered nurse. So I've worked at the bedside, not only with the oncology patient, but also surgical was where my focus was. But so I really know the roles of all the team players inside the hospitals, and doctors are focused on treatment, and in oncology, they're focused on a cure, right? But it's those nurse navigators, which is a newer role that has been given to nurses that really work with the patient and say, here's what we're going to do next. Here's where you go for your appointment. Oh, and the next on the thing. So they navigate the care of the patient. And the social workers are very similar like that in the hospitals. And so we find it very important to be in touch with them on a regular basis to say, we're still here. If you have anybody going through this journey, you've diagnosed somebody new, don't forget that IWIN is here to help you. Okay. And that's that relationship. And then we just work with all the hospitals throughout the whole state.
Do you go with a patient sometimes do you ever go with a patient to the hospital? Ever?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
Okay. Never.
No.
All right.
Pretty personal thing.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
that's
almost...
being an advocate, though. I mean, a person always needs, in my opinion, if you're on your own, you need to have that advocate with you because you're getting all this information blasted at you from the doctors, and it's overwhelming. And you're like, I don't know what half of that means. Hold on, you have to explain this to me.
Right.
That when you have a person with you, an advocate with you, whoever it is, they're either taking notes, they're either listening as well, and they can help that person. See what I mean?
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, in this, at least in the breast cancer community, actually, I think the oncology community throughout the state, there's other organizations that do different things, right? For oncology patients, they might pay for medication or maybe they get wigs and bras and prosthesis. So we work with those organizations to create a resource pool, right? And that's where you'll see maybe more support from another type of organization that might be an advocate or clarifying what they're hearing through their doctor's office. We are here, once you get that diagnosis and you are about to start treatment, we know those side effects are going to happen or those burdens are going to happen. We don't have enough money to put gas in our car to get to the treatment that's going to save us. That's where IWIN comes in. And so we do work with those other organizations to keep that our efforts, elevated into everybody's information circle. And we work with those navigators too to keep that up. And that's why they're so important, because they know all the resources available. And when they're talking to a patient and says, look, I don't have enough gas in my car to get to radiation every day for the next 30 days, they're going to go call IWIN because we know that they can help you. So that's where that, together as a community of resources for the oncology patient, that's how we work together. Yeah.
And how is now, Erin, you're on the board.
Yes.
And you're new.
I am.
And every board, they work the same and they don't, for not-for-profits. Mm-hmm. It depends on who you have on the board, how many people are worker bees, how many people just want to give money. You know what I mean? What kind of board member are you? Why? Why did you want to be on this board?
Well, I became familiar with IWIN years ago, actually. That would have been 2017 when my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was her advocate.
Okay.
And so being a part of that journey with her, IWIN was a great resource for her. And she took on, with IWIN and the capabilities that we have of helping these patients in their journey, she opted for gas cards to get back and forth to chemotherapy. She lives in Brownsburg, but she was having all of her treatments done at MD Anderson, and on the north side. So that's what was super helpful to her. So I've always had this affinity towards IWIN and what they did for my mother.
Yeah.
And when I actually had an opportunity to work with them on a project via another client and was introduced to the new executive director, became rekindled with her. Right. And next thing I know, I'm on the board. So,
and that's great to have you on the board.
Yeah.
Because you know about the organization firsthand. We have to take a quick break.
Of course.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to come back and we're going to keep talking about this excellent organization.
One thing though, as someone who came from a family of a breast cancer survivor,
yes,
I want to say thank you for everything
yeah,
you're doing.
Likewise. Yeah, likewise before we come back in the break. Yeah, thank you. I am too. Thank you. And thank you. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome back to No Title Needed with our guests, Erin DeJong and Nancy Shepard. You know what I want to say? I have a very good friend named Kenny Shepard.
Oh,
And I want to be like, and Kenny Shepard's here with us, but he's not. So I love him. It's Nancy Shepard. And they are with, you are with, and they are with, and you are with IWIN.
right.
And this is a not-for-profit who helps women and men who are going through breast cancer. You're on the board. We were talking about why and where before the break, why you did this with your mom. So it's very personal for you.
Very much so.
You know, and of course it's extremely personal for you because you founded this and you are a registered nurse. And also I'm sure you've seen some things in your career that that's what the thing, were you like, hey, here I am, I'm a nurse and I'm seeing these people go through this. I got to do something else. I got to do something more.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually started when I watched my friend go through it. She was like 32 with 2 small kids under 5, and we were both surgical nurses together. And because I did take care of oncology patients in the early 80s, and a lot of times people were in the hospital while they were receiving their treatment, right? Now it's an outpatient, right? Treatment state. And so it very often is like, go get your radiation and we need you back at work, you know, at noon or whatever. And it's a different way of getting through the challenge. And so when I saw my friend go through it, and she had these 2 small kids, she did have a supportive husband, but had a full-time job, I was like, what's there for everyday stuff? She couldn't lift her kids because of the surgery, couldn't clean her house. Her husband's at work. I mean, what are the little things that are important to you to maintain your home and maintain your family life or your personal life, and that we can help with? And then also, of course, help with some of the financial responsibilities that come with the treatment. So that's how it started.
Because obviously you're not for profit, so you have to have fundraisers.
Right.
You need donors. You need, and what we were talking about how some of your donors, they'll just do their own fundraisers for you guys, right?
Yeah.
And that almost helps more than a huge sponsor sometimes,
Yeah.
because they're loyal and they're consistent.
Right.
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 So, I mean, tell us about some of those. I mean, you know, what little parties, we were talking about pig roasts, anything.
Yeah. Well, personally, this is one of my favorite aspects of how IWIN has grown, because our vision statement is to be an organization where communities feel called to support our mission. We know that we're talking to more than just the recipient when communities are really coming together to do that. And that's what's happened with IWIN. Because we're statewide, people throughout the state have a role in contributing to somebody's wellness and relief by running a small little, bowling game, or like I said, a pig roast, or, a volleyball game at the local, high school. And all of a sudden it started to explode. People were hearing about these opportunities and then they wanted to do it. And what happens is we're able to give that money that's raised back to their community. So then it sort of just feeds this constant involvement where they feel important, right? Like they've done something.
They're helping a really important cause here.
Yeah.
Right?
And the tangible to the person that they're helping too, like right in their community. So for me, this has been one of the most touching things about our fundraising for IWIN. And also they actually act as voice pieces for us in all these communities throughout the state. It's hard for us to get up to Northwest Indiana and Northeast Indiana. And so they are doing the speaking for us. And they're saying, hey, if they run into somebody that has breast cancer and is newly diagnosed and doesn't know where to turn, we want you to go to IWIN. Here's how you get there.
Okay.
So it actually serves 2 purposes for us, but it's really touching, and they're really great. There's great people throughout this state.
What an amazing naturally occurring resource.
Yeah.
Seriously, like that. Yeah, to have them working for you in that sense, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really great.
We call us the car at IWIN, and that these community fundraisers, our donors, are like the gas in our car. Yeah. Without them, we aren't able to call those people in queue saying relief is on the way.
You could have a nice show. shiny, all shiny and sparkly, but without the engine or the gas.
Exactly.
Right.
What was that question you had? It was about through all the years, 25 years.
So through 25 years, what would you consider your breakthrough event? What was where everything really took a turn?
I guess like maybe elevated the the organization to the next level.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Because to be honest, starting it, I was literally naive about nonprofit, right? But what I learned was asking people, what do you do here? What do you do this? How does this look? I always knew how the program looked. I always knew what the patient or the client needed because I knew what it was like to take care of somebody that was ill, but I just didn't know how to do it, in that formal nonprofit way. So I think some of the elevation came when I would reach out to people who had the knowledge, and then that's when the first board was formed, and then the boards grew, by connection to people with experience and knowledge that helped us stay on track. And I call that part of our strategy, right? I'm not the most strategic, but I am like, tell me what you want me to do about the program, and I know what we need to do about the program and the delivery of our services and what people need. But I need those people around us that really have that vision and that strategy, Erin being one of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Erin, what's your strength that you brought to the board? You have a personal connection, of course. And
Absolutely.
like, I must be on this board. They helped my mom. I have to, now I have to almost give back in a way.
Absolutely.
And what is your main focus as a board member for you yourself? I'm not saying are you the secretary or the treasurer, right? I'm saying just for you, what is it?
I am not. I'm not any of those.
Yeah.
But yes, I do sit on the board, and my main goal is to help spread our mission, period. All of my professional background is in sales and marketing and communications. And so I have been able to bring now my talents right to the board and serve in a way that hopefully really expands our mission. So our goal is to be statewide and infiltrated in all of these ancillary counties and communities, right, that we can't physically touch being right here in Central Indiana, So that's part of our strategic plan, to expand on those services in those counties and become more involved in maybe these third-party fundraisers, right, that Nancy speaks of, because they are so important to driving the boat forward.
Was something big coming up at all? You having a big cook?
Let's hear it.
The big bash, the big...
Well, and Erin's the one who created all of this for us, but it's the Illuminate Gala on September 27th. And we are celebrating our 25th anniversary. We've never had a huge event like this. We've done some smaller events through the course of the year, or the years, and this is a really great time, not only to honor 25 years of being able and being honored to serve that many people through the course of those 25 years, but also an opportunity to honor all of the people that have come, our donors, our grantors, our volunteers, all of those people, right, in the throes of getting us here. We all get to come together that night.
Nice. Where is that? Where are you going to?
It's going to be at the Renaissance Hotel in Carmel.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's nice there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Oh, but that's excellent.
Yes.
Listen, on this show, Philip will put all the, information and website and everything and how to get
He's great.
How to get in touch with you, and if people need help, how to go to your website or your Facebook page,
Yes.
and all that good stuff. We have to wrap it up, unfortunately, because this is an extremely important thing that you're doing.
you.
I don't think anyone has been untouched, whether it's themselves or a family member or a good friend, by cancer, unfortunately. Cancer doesn't really care.
No.
Who you are, how much money you have, where you live, what you do.
How good of a person you are either.
Cancer is not prejudice.
Right.
So yeah, thank you again, because it is really, really important. In 25 years, brava,
Thank
and that you're involved now, Erin, as a real personal, it's really personal to you, which I think is important, because if a board member can just get on the board, I'm getting on the board, I like this, I'm going to help, but you really have an investment.
Absolutely.
And that really
And it was
makes a difference.
strategic. This is my first board position ever.
Yeah.
And I chose it for a reason.
Yeah, good. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And Nancy and Erin, and thank you, IWIN, helping people with breast cancer, extremely important, all throughout the state of Indiana. On another note, come on over to Feinstein's. It's lovely over here. It's
beautiful.
Show. Oh my gosh, they have something going on almost every night. Fantastic entertainment, great cocktails, a little nosh. It's a lovely
Great food.
That's nosh, Scott. Get with the program.
Gosh.
Get with the program.
Gosh, nosh.
Come on, gosh, nosh, osh, gosh, bagosh, nosh. All right. So we are really running out of time. So thank you so much. Thank you, Erin. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And thanks for joining us for another episode of No Title Needed. We'll see you next time.